Once upon a time, in a small village named Cana of Galilee, there was a joyous wedding celebration. The village was bustling with people, and the aroma of delicious food filled the air. The bride and groom were about to begin their journey together, and it was a time of great festivity. However, a problem arose. The wine had run short, and there was an air of concern. But amidst this seemingly ordinary wedding, a miraculous event was about to unfold, an event that would reveal profound lessons for all who witnessed it. As the guests whispered about the wine shortage, a humble servant approached a man named Jesus, who was also in attendance. He was known for his wisdom and kindness, and the people hoped he might offer a solution. Seeing the concern on the faces of the servants, Jesus took a moment to reflect on the situation. He knew the importance of this day and the embarrassment the bride and groom might face if the wine ran out. Jesus, in his simple and unostentatious manner, decided to perform a miracle. Now, let's address the first lesson hidden in this narrative, the question of the wine's nature. Some might ponder the type of wine Jesus made. Was it similar to the alcoholic beverages of today? The passage suggests that it was undoubtedly good wine, the best, for Jesus would produce nothing less. But it also reflects on the fact that the term wine has evolved over time, and modern alcoholic concoctions differ greatly from the mild, grape-based wine of more sober centuries. Lesson 1. Quality and temperance. The quality of what we consume is vital. While the kind of wine made by Jesus would not harm, we must be cautious in our choices today, given the prevalence of harmful alcoholic beverages. As Jesus contemplated the situation, he instructed the servants to fill 6 large water pots with water. These water pots were typically used for purification rituals, and the servants filled them to the brim in obedience to his command. But why so much? Some questioned the necessity of such a large quantity. Lesson 2. Abundance and generosity. The sheer abundance of wine, produced about 120 gallons or more, teaches us about the lavish generosity of God's grace. In the same way, His grace is poured out in abundance, generously bestowed upon those who seek it. As the water-filled pots were drawn from, the miracle became evident. The water had been transformed into the finest wine, far exceeding the expectations of the wedding guests. This miraculous act symbolized the richness and abundance of God's grace, which is poured out on His people. Lesson 3. God's loving kindness. God's grace far surpasses our needs. He doesn't just supply the necessities, but lavishly bestows grace upon grace, meeting our spiritual needs beyond measure. Jesus began his ministry not with a miracle of vengeance, but with a miracle of liberality. He turned water into wine, signifying the overflowing abundance of his grace. This act demonstrated that his kingdom was not only about providing necessities, but also giving the joy of luxuries. He displayed his compassion and willingness to bless beyond measure. Lesson 4. Extravagance of kindness. Just as Jesus turned water into wine, he doesn't merely meet our spiritual needs, but provides extravagantly, overflowing our lives with his blessings. The simplicity of the miracle also revealed an essential truth about Jesus. He didn't make a grand spectacle, summoning important figures to witness his power. Instead, he chose a humble setting involving ordinary servants, common water, and the available vessels. Lesson 5. Simple acts of faith. We should serve Christ with simplicity and humility, just as Jesus performed the miracle quietly without making a fuss. Simple acts of faith can be powerful and impactful. As we contemplate this miracle, let's remember the final lesson hidden in this narrative. Jesus displayed his glory in the most natural way, performing a miracle with simplicity and grace, just as God's grace is extended to us. Let us reflect on this grace and the beauty found in simplicity. Lesson 6. Simple beauty of grace. The beauty of grace is found in its simplicity, just as Jesus demonstrated his glory in the most natural and unostentatious manner. In conclusion, the story of Jesus turning water into wine at the wedding in Cana teaches us about the quality of what we consume, the abundance of God's grace, the extravagance of his blessings, the power of simple acts of faith, and the beauty of grace in its simplicity. Just as Jesus transformed water into the finest wine, his grace can transform our lives, bringing joy and abundance. Stay tuned for more remarkable stories that shape our world and inspire our hearts. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you won't miss a single bite of wisdom. And as always, share your thoughts and theories in the comments, because in Bible Bite, every comment is a piece of the divine puzzle. Thank you very much.